I'm Deepali, and I hope to take you on a journey today. Are we ready? Seatbelts tight? Yes. Anybody got butterflies? Many butterflies? One butterfly? A little moth? Yeah. So we do something called inviting the muse. Gaurav, can you turn this music off? So every evening, we gather around the fire. और हमें दिल की बात करनी है, सुननी है. तो कुछ स्पेशल होना चाहिए, कुछ शुरुआत होनी चाहिए. तो कहाँ से शुरुआत करें? So one of the things I do every evening in my riyaz, in my practice, helplessly do many times because it like become a habit, is invite the muse, invite the creative, playful spirit, and then let it play with us. So मुझे थोड़ा सा पता है कि मैं यहाँ क्या कर रही हूँ, but ultimately what actually happens, nobody knows. And my experience is it always surprises me. Now I'm going to play with all of you. So we need to sort of connect and call the muse down. So here's what I do. If you like, you can join me. Ready? Meet Prana, Rutika Patole. She's going to be my music partner. She has two characters she's going to introduce, and we're all going to go on a journey. So here's what we do to bring the muse down. First we light a lamp. And that's our big bonfire around which we are sitting. And then, if you like, if you join me, it will be much better. Then the best of the muse, the best of the playful spirit will be here and will rock our world. Okay, so what we do is, repeat after me. Repeat after me. I'll take you a little slower first. Come, come, come to us. Come to us. Come to us.
Come to us.
Come, to us.
Come to us.
Come to us, O Spirit of life and love, come to us. Come to us, O Spirit of life and love, come to us. Come to my heart.
Come to my heart.
Come to my heart from up above.
Come to my heart from up above.
Come to us, O Spirit of play.
Come to us, O Spirit of play.
Come into my life, stay.
Come into my life, stay.
That's it. And if you are very adventurous, then you can say the same thing and much more in the newly established language which the world is going to soon start talking. Actually, they've always been talking that language, which is gibberish. Come on, gibberish away. It's a little tough language, but you know, we've been speaking it so often that we don't recognize it. Alright, so here we go. I know the AC isn't working, but I'm hoping that we take you on that journey that you forget it's hot or cold. How's that? So I was going to tell you my story. This is my real story. One day, I was feeling quite sick. Sick of being the me I was back then. I'm sure we all have had that moment in our life when we just don't know who we are, we don't like who we are. So I was that not very long ago. Obviously I was sad, lonely. I'm tired of trying all the ways that my parents, my siblings, friends, teachers, and the world around me seem to suggest nothing worked. It never does, right? I tried them all and nothing really brought me that which I seemed to have in sight. Nothing felt right, nothing worked. So obviously I was hopeless, as hopeless can be. So I left home and took to traveling aimlessly. Soon I found myself in the wilderness of the down jungles. And the wilderness seemed to suit me quite fine. Because it could just let me be. I would wake up and start walking in the jungles, cross country, without a care in the world. But back home, I didn't feel loved, wanted, cared for enough by the city I lived in then. Not their fault, it's just the way things were. By my family or friends, nobody seemed to get me. Nor could I get what was it that would make me truly happy. I just tried everything. So I wandered around aimlessly in the jungle, sobbing silently. I drifted along and found a place which seemed cool, quiet enough to let me be my miserable self. There's a grove of trees. The coolness of the shade of a mawar tree felt like the blanket I always wanted. So I lay down sobbing in despair and soon fell asleep. Hours must have passed, because when I woke up, it was almost dusk. The orange of the sun was busy washing the leaves on the ground quietly. That was the best thing that had happened to me in days, in months, or in years. So I sat up and took a sip of water from my bottle and stretched my arms, and I turned my head slightly, and what did I see? It was an old woman. A smiley, wrinkly, squishy old woman sitting by the tree next to mine. Sitting with a soft smile that reached from her eyes to mine instantly. Before I could ask the obvious question, she said, "Do you know you smile and talk in your sleep?" I said, "No, I don't know, but I used to as a child." And she interrupted me. As a child you were very many things. Some of it you still are, but you've forgotten." I smiled politely and said, "Ma'am, you seem to know a lot about me. May I ask who you are and what are you doing here in this tribal remoteness?" She said, "Questions, yes, your questions will soon be answered, but it's going to be night soon. And here, have an apple." And she fished out a glistening red apple from her backpack. When I saw the apple, I realized I was really hungry. While I ate the apple, she continued, It's time for me to tell a story now, and I have been looking for a listener, and that's why I waited here a whole afternoon. Will you be the listener for tonight?" I mean, there was now getting something a little creepy about her, but something was really adorable about her. So I said, "Well, my life's not going anywhere. Might as well sit here." And I do love stories, don't we all? So I said, "Well, I do love stories." And before I could complete, she began. "Good then, let's get started, shall we? Would you like to hear a story which was written wrongly? A story in which God was a woman, not a man, huh?" I said, "Wow, sure, why not? I do need a change of perspective." And without another moment's loss, she started off, her face glowing even more in the evening light. And my despair, well, there was no sign of my despair already. So today I'm going to tell you that story, which changed my life forever and brought me that me which began to work in this world. I began to feel more like me. I'm going to try and recreate her voice, her personality. I don't even know her name, but we'll see if that works. Okay? is how she began. Come now. Come, call the muse. Call your Krishna. He brings the heart of the story. Chant. Come on, chant. Soul to soul, she began to sing. Soul to soul, sing together. Soul to soul, sing together. Heart to heart, dance together. Spirit to spirit, listen. Come, listen. Bring me a story and take me home. Bring me a story and take me home. This was the time when the world was all new and all. There were no people in it, but it flourished with the rarest of most beautiful birds and animals, flowers and trees. And the sky was rainbow filled with 1,000,000 colors. Everything was so beautiful and perfect, beyond any idea of beauty and perfection that we will ever have. So there in the middle of the glade, you see a woman standing, surrounded by this majestic, ethereal, celestial beauty. A beautiful, tall, splendidly graceful woman standing. She was no ordinary woman. She was the only living person in the whole universe, and she was God. The only one in the whole universe. With a brush in hand, God is seen dusting a statue. She's sculpting a statue. And she's dusting it. And she's giving finishing touches to a sculpture. She goes about creating and sculpting her life-size statue with fervor. Excitedly dancing around it, netting bits of clay in and out of it. And throwing bits around and having a frenzy. Oh, we could make out that she's having a ball. All by herself. All by her lonesome, beautiful self. With a brush in hand, she's dusting it off. Powder flying all around and celestial music resounding through the skies. The sculpture was in its finishing stages and she seemed very pleased with it. She was very pleased with what she created. She was dancing in ecstasy around the sculpture, doing the finishing touches. After a while, she felt, which felt like a beautifully long eternity, she stopped, stepped back, admired her beloved statue and began to sing another celestial song. And if you and I were there, we would have seen joy, pure joy bursting through every pore of her being like a water fountain. The statue was soon complete, and God stood there in raptured admiration. Ready to breathe life into her second attempt at creating someone in her own image. Well, her first creation hadn't turned out so perfect after all. Her first one was the one who became the serpent, yeah. The dark side of God. And he seemed very upset for being kept bereft of God's attention and love. He had gone sinister over time and was always on the lookout to find ways of being noticed, of being loved once again by his creator. Even over millions of years, he had gained no favor from God and grown even more vengeful, full of vengeance, deceit, rage, and jealousy. He was constantly plotting to get even with God in any way he could and attract some attention, if not love, at any cost. From the shadows, the serpent sees God, very happy with her second attempt of creating someone like her. And he begins to feel FOMO, left out. Further in the story, you will see how he begins to plot and contrive ways of interrupting their rendezvous and her sinister plans. And his sinister plans, I'm growing older. Now he just stays in the shadows and watches keenly. Meanwhile, God is standing beside her statue. She takes a deep breath. And all the clouds go inside her nostrils, that deep. and closes her eyes and sings a spell. You know, this whole evening is full of spells. You know, and she goes something like, Deepali. No, that's not her voice, but anyway, this is the old woman's voice. Come to life, 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 come to life. Well, she was so beautiful, she sang it much more, much better, but I'm not able to do that. I'm sorry. This is the old woman telling me. Breathe life, breathe life, breathe life. God leans down and gently kisses the statue on his forehead. Man, obviously the statue was of man. Come on, you got it now? Man opens his eyes and looks at God. He knows instantly and intuitively that she has created him for a very special reason, and hence gratefully bows to her and kisses her hand. She stands ever taller with joy. Oh, unbounded joy. Looks all around and is happy with all her creation, super content with herself. Finally, she settles her eyes on man, bends down, raises man's chin and looks at him carefully, approvingly. Good. And this is what God says, her first words to man. You are the best of my creation so far, if I may say so myself, crafting you from my very own flesh. I have made you in my own image. Well, almost. Oh, look at you. So beautiful, complete with a mind and heart just like mine. Now you will begin, and you will be able to love all things just the way I do. Now I will not be so alone in this gorgeous existence. Now we will have adventures, unique adventures together. Now we will craft stories that help us understand existence better. Now, this is perfect. Oh, so perfect. Just like me, man. You are perfectly perfect. In the shadows, serpent is reeking with jealousy and rage, outrage. But man, thank you, dear God, thank you. He's just a 2-year-old child, hasn't registered a thing that God has just told him. Instead, he continues to bumble around, looking at himself and stuff around, and admires and is awestruck by all of creation. But is always hesitant, unsure, confused. Well, and he goes, wow, this sure is an amazing place. Oh, how wondrous all these. Oh, everything is so amazing, so mind-blowing. Just wonderful. How wonderful you are, my God. Obviously, he's been speechless after that. Did you yourself create all these things? God. Well, now it would be boastful, but the fact is, all this that you see, every single bit of it, has come from my imagination, from my joy, from my love. In fact, all of it is me. And you are all an integral part of me. You are all me. You, my dear man, is me too. You are the manifestation of my vast, ever-growing love.
All this goes over the head of man as usual and forever for. All this is you. I am you. I don't understand anything. Yes, never. It sounds amazing. I mean, wow. Wow, how cool. This here, the green thing. And that blue, that too. And that red. And the yellow. He picks up the flower, smells it, looks at it with awe, picks up a stone, admires it all the time with a silly grin. God looks at her nails. Well, all that is all right. Good. That you already know that you must praise me. That way you will keep your connect with me. This connect is very important, I sense. But, stop getting distracted. Don't make my admiration into an excuse for not living. Let's see. I feel you will need some wise words to help you along, to get you started on our journey together. Now, come, let me put some wise thoughts in you, my child. You will need just a few thoughts to get started with, nothing more, just a few thoughts. Wow, man, thoughts, beautiful thoughts. God, by the way, what are thoughts? I mean, what am I supposed to do with them? God, Don't get all worked up, man. You will discover in good time, all in good time. You know, it's like programming a software. Some of it is inbuilt, of course. Some I must download now. Don't interrupt when I'm speaking. Never interrupt when I'm speaking to you from within and without. That corrupts the file. Understood? So, like I was saying, these thoughts I impart shall always prove to be your true nourishment. Just listen carefully, and it will all get inside you, just like that. All my craftsmanship. God hasn't registered, I'm getting old. Man hasn't registered anything, and he is like, just awestruck. Look, my child, all this that I have created, it belongs to me. And now I have created you in my own image. Do you know why? Yeah. I'm wondering, why did you? Oh my God, why? I have created you as the most beautiful of all my creations. None other have I created like you, for one reason, so that, my child, you will be there everywhere I cannot be. You will be me to all things I cannot be. You will love yourself first and then love all things I love for me, cause, yes, I guess so. Be you, be everywhere like you, love myself, love 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 you. Sounds so wonderful, God. Love myself, love you. Yeah. Hush, child, you interrupt me again in the most disgusting way. Because what he actually did was, Love myself, love you. 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 Etc. Hush! You interrupt me in the most disgusting gestures. Oh, I'm so sorry, God. I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. Please forgive me. I will never do it again. Please, sorry, sorry. Please, sorry. Looks like I will have to make some corrections in your mental makeup, or else you will end up spending an eternity just apologizing to me all the time. How then will we ever get on with the real adventure? Well then, don't do it again. So I was saying, yes, for my love is growing too vast, too fast, and I cannot be everywhere in person. Hence, I hereby appoint you to love all things the way I do, okay? Love all things. Love all things like you do. God, by the way, what is love? Yeah, I mean, sure, love all things. Yeah, but how? I mean, you got some kind of manual or something, like some kind of guidebook? Oh, this, my child, is paradise. It's perfect. There's not one itsy bitsy bit of flaw in it. The way to love my paradise is, let's see, yes, you do just what I did, that's it. You begin by naming everything. Yes, that's how you will learn about each of my precious creations, and that's how you will eventually learn to love all that is mine. Man is listening deeply and trying to take serious notes. Looking very intelligent. Trying to flip something, which he learns later on. See, to name it, all you'll have to do is experience each thing. That's how you too will learn to belong and allow all other creatures, all of my creations, to belong to you. And that's how one day you will know true love. Love. Don't kid it. Well, love is what the whole experiment with you will be about on this planet. Is it okay if we continue?
Yes, you continue.
No, I cannot continue if there is a disturbance. I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Yeah. Can you do that later? Thank you. Because I need your participation. If you are here, then the stuff comes. It's not me creating it alone. Yeah. Well, love is what the whole experiment with you will be about on this planet. The one on power and the one on sex in another part of the universe went off real well, if I may say so myself. She looks at him and realizes that he does not follow her train of thoughts and is about to get irritated again. Oh, just taste it, smell it, feel it, listen to the sounds it makes, and a name will pop up in your head. Just call it by that name, that's all. This thing's popping up in your head, that is what you need to be very careful about. Anyway, just use your 5 senses and a name will pop up in your head. That's how, okay? Gotta go. Name it, feel it, smell it. Sure. But that's a lot of creative thinking to do. I can do that. I mean, I hope so. God. By the way, what is feeling, tasting, smelling, and what was the other thing? Oh. Just don't worry. You will know how to go about it as soon as I'm gone. Don't sulk. Remember, I am you, so I'm inside you. I will prompt you. You just chillax. Gotta go now. Ciao. Man is thoroughly confused now. And God's like, oh man, I forgot one very, 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 very important thing. Pulls him. You see this here, man? It's called the tree of knowledge. You don't need knowledge. You are already happy. Let's not go after knowledge, okay? I made it before I made you, thinking my knowledge will help in building paradise. But I realized it doesn't work as well as love. You see, knowledge is obsolete already. There will be no need of it in this part of the universe anymore. All you need is my love, that's all. I know that was a mistake. Got destroyed someday soon. Meanwhile, just don't go near it. That is one hell of a dangerous thing, knowledge. Okay? Gotta go. Bye. Oh, look. When you get hungry, you can eat from any other tree, but not this one. Never. Please, for heaven's sake, do not eat from this tree, or we will all be in a big soup for a very long time. Okay? Yeah. Suddenly he's very confident. Sure. Do not eat from this tree. Simple. I don't need to. Why should I need to? In fact, I don't need anything. You have given me everything I need already. Well, at least that's what it is feeling inside me. Ooh. But God, by the way, what is eat? Eat. You said eat. I am confusing my already idiot child. Look, man, don't worry, don't think. In the fullness of time, you will know what is what. Just play along. Now, just go ahead. Yeah. Just play along. That's it. Just go ahead and play in my garden. Play. Yes, just play, my child. Be happy. Relax. Eat. Sleep. Be a child in my garden. Be innocent, just like you are. The rest will occur like the seasons, naturally and easily. I have created all this for you to be happy with. You don't have to do a thing except be happy and satisfied. And of course, chant my name. Stay connected to the motherboard. That's how you will keep getting new upgrades, which I will download from God's dam. Okay, cool? And please, don't ask me what is seasons. And she's strutting away. Oh no, God! I'm a good boy! I obey God's command. After all, I love you for creating me, for creating all this just for me. I do what I'm told. How tough can that be? Huh? We all know how tough that has been, and it continues to be. God comes right back. Alright. I forgot one more thing. I am so overworked. I forgot an important thing. See, I love you, and therefore I must begin by giving you a name first. Let's see now. I feel your name coming to me from within you. Ooh, and it is Adam. Yes, Adam is just right for you. Then now, call yourself Adam and see how it feels, man. Do you feel my love inside you? Oh, I don't even need to check that, dear God. I feel your love coming through and through and through. God too begins to dance, pleased with her perfect act of creation. And while she is dancing, she leaves, leaving him dancing before he cries like a child and calls him back. Grass, leaves, stone, water, bird, 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 bird. Grass, leaves, stone, water, water, bird. Butterfly, 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 cherry, berry, merry, merry, cherry, berry, merry, cherry, water, stone, eggs. Man does a troubled dance, confused and happy and awestruck and dummified. All the while goes to sleep, wakes up, gives a yawn, stretches, dusts off, stands up, scratches, exercises, picks up something and throws. Just then, guess who enters? So tomorrow, when he loses them, he can go crying to Mommy. I lost my leaves. And then what? What? I know what happened before man. God made one leaf and loved it too much. So she went on and made a few trillion more. And then didn't know where to keep them. So she made a tree and covered the tree with her leaves. Same with the birds and the bees and the cherries and the berries. Simply compulsive, obsessive. I tell you, she liked to see something fly about in the sky she made. So she thought of a bird idea. MDOCD. Massive, divine, obsessive, compulsive disorder. With what? A newfound skill? Sha! With her latest creation. Soon there will be a him swarming this place. No foresight, I tell you, no foresight at all. It's her mumbo jumbo of living in the moment that's gonna get her, not this tree. Everybody will be in a soup one day, but not because of a tree. God will keep making all this stuff, and man will keep giving it names. And naming things, he will forget that all this is not his, can never be his. The copyright will always remain with God. But man is programmed with a fatal virus in him, so he will forget this important fact. Will get so busy naming and claiming this stuff. He will get so good at his job that he will forget God one day. He will completely forget God. Then there will be a fight on who named what. All the zillion men will begin a war, a bloody war. They will fight bloody fights. These two, these two don't know what a fight is, but I do. And I will call it the melodrama. And man will destroy God's paradise. Just like that. You just watch. Then what? Then there will be me. Just me everywhere. I am the other side of God, undeniably beautiful. Don't judge. She created me to act, didn't she now? Huh? I read your corrupt minds, you foolish descendants of man. I am her creation which she rejected, but forgot to destroy. Let's cut to chase, shall we? If my calculations are correct, it's going to take 1,000,000 years to get past all this name, game, fighting, fidgeting, and all the melodrama. Then finally, what is it then? Let's just fast forward to it, shall we? But how? I know how. Now, how do I name something? What did God say? I must feel it. I must taste it. And what was that other thing? I must smell it. I must try. It's not working, but I must try. Must focus. Yes, focus. This one I figured out on my own because I was so troubled. Focus works, no? Focus. Try and rest a bit. Yes, didn't she tell you? Rest and eat. She did, yes. You need strength to do God's work. It's no ordinary task she has assigned to you. You need rest and eat. Rest and eat. Rest. a wonderful name for a lovely, colorful, flying thing like that. Oh God, everything is so just too beautiful, and I have work to do, and I must feel and touch and this flighty thing, and then see if the name fits, no? Oh, that idiot. Easily distracted, huh? Sees something shiny, something on a flat screen and is distracted. He's nothing more than a child with diamonds in his hands. Idiot, idiot, idiot! What was I thinking? Man hasn't learnt anything about hunger, real hunger yet. And here I am presenting him food. What a fool I am. I must have him feed hungry first. Any day now, any day. After all this working, he should begin to feed his first hunger pangs. We are still praying, aren't we? And then he will not know what to do. And that, my friends, will be my entry, my grand entry. And that is when this forbidden fruit will be presented to him. I must make him want it desperately. I will pluck all the fruit from the trees and hide them. And then he will come crying to me to want some. The curse of knowledge will befall man. Before you know it, the trap will be laid. Has ever been laid, always. It's a trap. After another eternity, God returns. Walks back with a flare of a skirt, twirling the ends of her long dark hair, and looks around. Oh, wow, Adam, what a good job you have done. You have taken such good care of my garden. I'm very pleased with you today. Oh, God Almighty, have I pleased you enough? Very. I'm very pleased with your obedience of my laws. In fact, I think I must reward you for doing so well. So, go right ahead and ask. Ask whatever your heart desires, and I will create it for you. Heart is... no. Heart. Desires. What is asking God? I'm feeling so dumb suddenly. Suddenly? You? Oh, just ask for something. Anything now. Come on, make it jiffy. I don't have all of eternity for you, love. I can't think of anything. You have given me everything. You know, paradise is one hell of a place. And I'm feeling so, stop. You're feeling grateful. I got it. Yes! I'm feeling grateful. I'm feeling grateful. God, I'm grateful. I'm grateful. Never mind. Now look here, man. Adam. I am God, and when I say I have to give a reward, I just have to keep my word. Besides, the new rule I have just created dictates that it's all free will from now on. So, I cannot imagine it for you anymore. Go on then. Ask and ye shall receive, 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 receive. Oh, good job. Echo of thunder, lightning, man gives blank looks. Awkward silence. Oh well. Just go ahead and have a dream tonight. And whatever you dream of, I'll create it for you, not to worry. Don't forget to dream a dream, okay? Bye. But God, what's a dream? How do I have fun? Dream. Okay, dream a dream. Where's that slithery black thing? What's a dream? Not there. Dream. So Adam walks around mumbling about dreams and God and how he has finished his job and there's nothing to do. And he's wondering how to have a dream. He settles down by the side of a river, singing and humming, and then lies down. And you know what we do by the side of the river? A hand in water. Adam is moving his hand in the river. That was a frog croak. Suddenly he sees something in the river and sits up abruptly when he sees his own reflection in the water. Wow. What a beautiful creature. Who is this creature living under the river? It's ticklish. He's elusive and ticklish. Oh my God. Does not look like fish I named the other day, but so gosh it beautiful. Oh, I can't touch it. I can't smell it nor eat it. Oh, how am I going to name it? Oh, I can't. How will I do God's work now? I don't want ever for God to be upset with me and stop loving me. You are so beautiful. The very best of God's creation. None have I seen like you before. And I want you. I want you, God. I want it. Please, God. Can I have it? I need to touch you, feel you, taste you, smell you, and hear you, so I can do God's work. I must. Adam gets more and more frustrated and despairs, pulls his hair, raves and stamps around, cries loudly like a child who wants candy. Finally tired, falls asleep right there by the river. And guess what he dreams of? Yes. Anybody? What does he dream of? Anyone?
A woman?
Oh. Horrible guess as always. Anybody? Nobody?
Not sure.
What do we dream of? We dream of things we never got. What did he not get? He dreams of that reflection in the water. Thinking that's him. This thinking that's someone else, not him, he doesn't register that that's him actually. You know how little children see that reflection and they think that's someone else. Remember, he's just 2-year-old, still is. What he dreams of, yes, about the reflection in the water, his own reflection, dreaming of dancing and singing and playing with his own reflection as if it were someone else, another of God's beautiful creations. The serpent has God's powers, also some of them, and sees through into Adam's dreams and Thank you, God, for the fast forward. Couldn't have thought of a better plot myself. This is awesome. I don't need to wait 1,000,000 years. God has dug her own grave already. This is so very, very interesting. Let's see what she does with her second imperfect creation, like me. Will she discard him too? Better two than one, I'll have a brother. And it's dawn now, and God appears out of thin air, tosses the newspaper she was reading in transit over her shoulder, looks around, la. Oh, man is still asleep. Let me scan your dream and see what you have dreamt of, my dear Adam. Interesting, man. Very interesting, Adam. Ooh, I'm impressed that you have chosen the finest of my creations to be a gift for you. I am now convinced in you I have created the best of my creations I could have ever. Rise, my child, rise. Now then, go forth. With a snap of a finger, she creates one just like Adam and showers her blessings. Now then, go forth, be fruitful and multiply, my dear Adam and Steve. Steve. Steve, Adam and 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 Steve are the first couple, the first couple. Here we are. The bus stops here. Anybody feeling extremely hot other than me? I love my heat. No? Did you feel exhausted? No. It is hot. So, please shower your questions, comments. This is written by me in 2015 for youngsters in a college group in Bombay. And they wanted to have something original for the competition, inter-college competition. They won the award. And we had great fun rehearsing, going all the way to Bombay and creating it. MBA students, it was very difficult to get them to get inside the body, and express themselves, but it was fun. And then we just performed it, rehearsed and performed about 2 shows. The one who played Adam in one of the shows is here, God, she played God, Vandita Gandhi, she's here. And we rehearsed for 3 months. We had some sponsorship then. And now I thought, well, I can't. And I hate to not pay my actors, to pay something here, come on. Actually, I was going to do this whole show behind and let you all look this side and only hear my voice. Because that's the condition of arts in our country. It's behind us. So without saying much, I wanted to make you feel that uncomfortable, that you can't turn behind, because that's how uncomfortable most artists are. State of affairs. Anyway, I'll shut up. Please throw your questions, comments, likes, dislikes. Please, if I'm extraordinary, please say that, because I never register it. I bet I've goofed up a lot.
Where does the old lady go?
Yeah, so she ends the... Where is she now?
Throughout, yeah.
Throughout, she's telling the story. She's the one who's telling the story to me when I met her back then. And she's still telling stories to me, so I don't ever say bye to her. She's still there.
She was a good character.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. It was more interesting hearing it her voice than my voice.
Yeah. I like that.
How much Adam and Steve produce?
Sorry?
The question.
Yeah.
The 3 of us have a question. How would Adam and Steve produce
That would be the next play, no? I have to talk to my muse and she'll dictate the story and I'll know. Even I'm asking that question, so that will be the sequel So what will happen? How do they reproduce? Maybe they have surrogate mothers and maybe they employ God only to produce one more for them. Who knows? I don't know. You're giving me ideas now.
They'll have a dream.
They'll have another dream. That's interesting plot. Thank you. Because I am not writing more. I would like to pursue writing more. But like now you're saying that is why this is
Yeah, so
our
they have a
space.
dream and there's a-
That's a good idea.
Then both dream of a same woman and then the fight starts.
Exactly, because now they have only one object of affection, God. And then they dream only of her. That's because they're bored of each other. They've discovered and explored each other enough. Like, okay, there's nothing more here. But what is this that she has? Let's explore. So who knows? That's a good idea. I'll tell the old woman in case she can weave it into her next narrative. Lack of inhibition. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. It's taken me many years to get my real self out of a sack. Only in the last 3 years, 2.5 years, I have been able to come out and say, this is me. I'm sorry if you don't like it, but this is me. No, but my parents and all the other people, they don't like it, no? So ये पागल हो गई है. पहले से थी, अब तो ज़्यादा ही हो गई है. They don't get it. And yeah, I give up. I'm 46, I give up. Don't you think I should give up? I'm 46. How long can you convince someone? No.
Yeah, there's a 60-year-old sitting here.
Maybe you are very courageous. I don't have that courage in me to continue convincing because there is so much life happening. I was just telling, I've made a friend behind Babu that I've not read newspapers or watched TV for nearly 9 years and I've not missed it. I get updated thanks to Facebook and friends that what's going on. If it's important, they'll tell me. Building में आग लगी चलो तो वो लोग बोल देंगे. So but there's so much getting creative things coming out and so many characters living inside me. That is why I have to employ them. And I was going to talk about schizophrenia. That you have all these voices in your head, and instead of, if you do theatre, they can be employed easily, and they'll be put to good use. So I would recommend that to anybody who has split personality or any such thing. Yeah, so there's no such time to go and convince people. I mean, there are so many millions to convince that, well, if you're not going to be self-expressed, you don't know your body, you don't know your emotions, you don't know your mind, you don't know your imagination. And you need all of this to be successful in life. Good imagination comes with a good product, good company, whatever. Not that you all have to become actors. So interesting survey that we just discovered is that women are far more self-expressed and emotionally aware. We all think like, yeah, बहुत रोती है, women all the time crying. Men are cognitive, centered, whatever. The reason is women are forced to practice some art form in their childhood. Many South Indian families, they have to go to dance. Everybody says, बेटा नीचे खेलना नहीं कोई बात नहीं, पेंटिंग करो, गाना गाओ, टीचर लगा देते हैं. But boys, गाना गा रहे हैं, मैं पागल है क्या? And then men have difficulty expressing themselves, and then a marriage fails. And then you think, oh, arts is not important. How many schools have art as a serious syllable, theatre as a serious syllable? Art painting only, bas. Beyond that, nothing is serious. And that's also maybe because the government said, better put it inside. Nobody really believes in it. Anyway, yes sir.
Did you take formal training in acting and music?
No. No. Thank you for asking.
Your voice is
Music, I got myself to train in music when I was about 16 and I had just passed my SSC exams and my Gujarati business parents were like, okay, another kida she's got. Right? When I was in 8th standard, I said, mujhe nachna hai. So I joined the Bharatanatyam class and said, we are not paying for this nonsense. You're not going to become a dancer. You get married at 20 and go away. And I said, okay, I'll do Bhukhardan. So, that kind of stubbornness is helping me now. So then I did music because somebody recommended and said you must, and so I found a teacher. The teacher found me. It was a blessing, absolute blessing. But there was no such scene. So when you ask me, I feel seen. The child inside me feels seen. and that's a lot of rest. Tonight I will pray for you very hard. No, truly, because you're not seen for it by your own parents, then no matter what the world says, makes no difference. Then you need 200 performances till it registers. Sorry, I'm a passionate individual.
I want to ask about the music. Who made the background score? You or? That was fantastic. That was beautiful. Yes.
Please talk about the instrument. That's Prana. Give it up for Prana. Her first debut performance. First, very hesitant. She is a young student who came to teach me ukulele. And we hit on, and she actually is a filmmaker, and she plays these beautiful instruments. And thank you, Prana.
Show what it is.
It's the happy drum.
And the bottom is also solid.
It's like
okay. And it's got a plastic.
there's another instrument called the hand drum, which is like so big, and that's super expensive. But this is sort of like a.
Is this plastic or is this metal?
No, it's metal.
Brass.
The sound is metal. It's the the cooker. Right? It's that metal.
Okay. It's really neat. The way you were providing the music. It's called the happy drum.
Play a little more. And it's so easy, you should all have one in the house, and it's also very cheap, and it's very relaxing, very therapeutic. Just play 5 minutes.
How much does it cost about?
My mom
3,000, I guess.
She bargained and took it for 3,000. It was for 4,000.
I'll also take a moment to thank Ra, Gaurav, and the management of Ra for approaching us and hosting us. We'll forgive you about the AC later on. And my assistant, hello? Amruta, Vandita, actor and volunteer for the day who's very graciously shown up. Aditi, please. So this is our little team that made this happen. I'm very grateful to all of you. Gaurav has adjusted all the mics, so if you enjoyed it, it is because of the mics. It's really helped. We have I always forget this, it's the first time I'm actually remembering that please like us on YouTube and Facebook. We have a page called Sajal Mukti Performing Arts Center. Khali naam ka center hai. We got sponsorship till now for the last 1.5 years, so I could meet so many interesting people and do something and bring it out. We are finishing the funding in December, so after that we don't know. I might be own some going and see them with the chola. So if you like and say leave your comment in the reviews, might help us. So you might be watching and say, yeah, we want you to continue your madness. Yeah? So with your blessings. Any more questions? Any more tomato? Anda?
We forgot the next one.
The?
The tomato and
Oh, yes. Bring the right one so we can cook something after dinner later.
It was very nice.
Thank you.